Good morning and welcome to today's Oracle card pick with me, Angharad Hart. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an intuitive, a light worker, a clairaudient and a Reiki master, and I work a lot with crystals and Oracle cards. So throughout January I've been doing a daily Oracle card pick to help bring us messages to guide us through day by day through the energy of January, which just felt like it was going to be a little bit difficult, a little bit challenging, and a little bit slow. So every day I've been picking an Oracle card from one of my decks. I say my decks, they're the decks I own, they're not created by me, but they're the ones that I use and I trust. So yesterday we had the Halls of a Mentee Initiation card, which was Secrets Revealed, Treasures Uncovered and Initiations. And that was from Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation Oracle card deck, which is relatively new. So today I was umming and ahhing about which card deck to pick, and then I settled on Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle card deck. But today I feel called to do something slightly different. So instead of one card today, we're going to have 3 cards. And those cards are going to reflect what we need to know about a certain situation. And I ask you to take a moment and think about the particular situation that you want to have some guidance on, that you would benefit from guidance on. And it's not a yes or no, but it's what do we need to know about a particular situation to help us on our journey forward and to our highest good. So I'm going to select 3 cards. The first card will be what we have brought with us, the past, what we need to be aware of in the past and what's influenced. The second card is going to be where we are now, what we need to know about our current situation. And the third card is going to be about what we need to be aware of and mindful of in the future. So what energies are coming up for us, what we just need to keep in mind. And ultimately I like to think of the opportunities for the future. So what are the positive outcomes and opportunities? So let us begin. Just do my usual card shuffle. I hope you're well today. I hope things are going well. I hope you've got some beautiful weather like we have here, and I hope life is good. Life is good. One more and then I think we will be there. Yeah, that feels good. Okay, so I'm going to split this deck into 3, which I always do with Rebecca Campbell's cards, and I'm going to pop them back into the pile and we're going to pick. Okay, we have our cards. So we have 3 cards. The first is going to be what we need to know about our past. So what has brought us here, what are the energies we need to be aware of from where we are. Okay, so this is what we've needed to work on and what has been our step up to now. It's boundaries. So where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay. So whatever that situation was that you're thinking about, that you're dealing with at the moment, in the past it could be that you've had a difficulty with boundaries, that you've had to work hard on developing your own boundaries and really setting them down, saying no to things. Perhaps you've been saying yes to a lot of things, or yes to people, doing a lot more than you want to or that you could really do, because you felt obligated or you felt that you had no choice. And so that's an energy that is in the past, that's been affecting us up until now. Okay, So I'm going to do all 3 cards and then I'll do the explanation of each one afterwards. So the card at the moment for our current situation, where we are now, is the Mirror card. Who or what is triggering you? Who or what is triggering you? So often when we look at situations or perhaps other people that we're not happy with or about, or that are frustrating us, it's because they're actually reflecting something about ourselves. It's highlighting something that we see in ourselves that we're uncomfortable with and we would perhaps rather isn't there, or it could be something that's triggering an old experience, an old memory, some old energies that perhaps are still there that haven't been cleared. So anyway, we'll come back to that. So that's our card for the present time. Who or what is triggering you at the moment? And our future card. Oh. So we had this just a few days ago and it's come up again. This is the one that came out of the pack twice, desperately wanted to be seen, and it's here again. So this is our card for the future. Your guidance is divinely guided. So in the future, whatever the situation now, whatever those boundary issues that we've had in the past, moving forward, our guidance is divinely guided. So you are supported, you're on the right track, you're not alone. Okay, so let's break that down more and look at the description in the guidebook. So we'll start off with boundaries, which is what we need to be aware of in our past and how that's shaped our current situation. You are being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries. For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself what part of me needs something from them. It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is it trying to communicate to you? So the Work Your Light inquiry is, where in your life do you need to establish better boundaries? So I would say for this stage, for this card and where it is in this position, it's suggesting that we have had an issue in the past, but we have actually been working on that. We've come to a point where we have been able to set better boundaries and we now know what we want and what we don't want, and we're better able to communicate that and we're acting on that. So I would say that this energy is coming to a place where hopefully we are better at setting those boundaries and we're honouring ourselves and what we truly want, which is excellent news, because that's not necessarily an easy thing to do. So the second card, which is our situation currently, what do we need to know about our situation now, is the Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time, through our own projections. When someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often it's an unconscious thing. People and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life, the universe, and ourselves. Mirrors pointing to our shadow and our light. Mirrors revealing the parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. This card is guiding you to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering in you and what they could be mirroring back to you. When have you felt like this before? Could they be opportunities to heal something in you, or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? This goes for the good and the bad. The good, those who we admire and put on a pedestal. If we do not realise that we are attracted to them because we are like them, we will need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. The bad, those we despise, are envious of, or put down. If we do not realise that they trigger something in us, then it is still yet to be healed, and we will remain hurt and wounded ourselves. So the Work Your Light inquiry is: who or what is triggering you? What is it in you that they are triggering? And what part of you longs to be witnessed? So I'm just going to leave that message with you. I'm not going to say too much about that, and I'm going to allow you to just interpret that as you feel comfortable with. How does that relate to your situation, and perhaps what maybe needs to be healed to allow you to move on? And what are those things that you are looking at in others that you're admiring and want to be more like, and how are you actually already reflecting and displaying those qualities yourself? Okay, so the last card, and as I say, we did have this a little while ago, but I will read again. And it's the Akasha card. Your guidance is divinely guided, and this is our card for moving forward, what we need to know in the future about our current situation. Akasha exists in the fifth dimension and the library of souls. All soul contracts, history, gifts, lessons, and more exist here. We each have access to this information of the past, present, and future, and can tap into it at any time. And oddly, we've done our 3-card draw today, which is looking at the past, the present, and the future, so that's quite a nice link. While we have free will, there are also points on the timeline of our lives that are predestined or pre-planned. Soul contracts or agreements that were made for incarnating. It could be a company you chose to work for, a relationship you plan to have, or a person that you agreed to mentor or help. Whatever it is, know that it is divinely guided and will not pass you by. If you are waiting for a sign to proceed, this card is it. You are likely living out an important part of your soul's journey, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is very exciting indeed. It is a time to call in the support of your helpers, both in the physical realm and the spirit world. To trust the signs coming, to take note of your dreams, to notice any feelings or visions that you receive, for you are tapping into the wisdom of the Akasha, and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. So, for this one, there's a Work Your Light transmission, which is to hold the card to your heart and say, or if you haven't got the deck and haven't got the card, you can just hold your hands to your heart and say, I open myself up to receive the wisdom of the Akasha. I am ready to download any information from my soul records that is in my highest good and the highest good of all right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I open myself up to receive the wisdom of the Akasha. I am ready to download any information from my soul records that is in my highest good and the highest good of all right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I think hopefully that's been really helpful today. Hopefully that resonates with you and helps you through thinking about your current situation that you're dealing with. Boundaries, that needed healing, that needed setting. Hopefully we're better with that now. We're able to see what we want, what we don't, and to be able to act on that and speak on that. Secondly, it's the mirror and what is perhaps triggering us right now. What might be holding us back? What are those past experiences, those people, the things people have said, the things we see in ourselves that are keeping us in a place of perhaps fear and not being able to commit to something, not being able to step forward, not being able to stand out and say, this is me, this is what I'm doing. What are those experiences that perhaps we need to let go? And what are those positive things that we see in others that inspire us that we actually have ourselves, and we need to realise that and appreciate that. And then finally, you're on the right track. Wherever you're going, whatever journey you're on, the next step for your situation is divinely guided. You are supported, you're going in the right direction. So it's all good news, and I really hope that helps. So that's our card reading for today. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you stay well, stay healthy, and I will see you tomorrow.